So today we're going to be reviewing the Ridge Hardshell Sling, and I've got a lot of good to say about it, and I've got a lot of bad to say about it. So my feelings with this is kind of it's mixed. It's also my only Ridge product. Now I've seen the wallets, I put them in my hand and looked at them and went, "You paid $100 for that," and we're gonna see if that's how I feel about this, because this is $90. But I got mine on sale for 40. I love doing that because it just tickles my autism in just all the right ways. All right, let's take a look at the bag. But first, let's see what the website has to say. Hardshell Sling, $95. I got mine for $40 because it was on sale. Used it for a little bit, and I'm going to give you my full thoughts and opinions on it right now. Impact protection, durable, easy to clean. Okay, yeah, it is easy to clean. And yeah, it does give you a little bit of impact protection. Organization, plenty of pockets inside for your essentials, plus those just-in-case items for tricky situations. Detachable shoulder strap, I will give you my opinions on these. AirTag pocket, for keeping track of your belongings. Sized right, big enough to hold all your stuff, comfier than you think. Yeah, that depends on how you actually wear it, which I'm going to get into that here in a moment. Customizable logo plate. Ridge carbon fiber logo plate that can be swapped or personalized. Dun 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 dun. No fuss zipper. Inverted zipper construction and rounded corners prevent snags, unlike our competitors' products. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Shell. German Macrolon polycarbonate. Lining, nylon with divider. Logo plate, Ridge, carbon fiber. Zipper, YKK, with 2 pulls. Strap, 1.5-inch wide shoulder strap. 220 by 140 times 74 millimeters. Volume, 1.7 liters. Weight was strap 13.7 ounces. Well, not gonna lie, it is, you can feel it. Does it become a problem later on? You're not going to be able to fill this thing heavy enough for the weight of this to actually be a problem. But since they mentioned YKK zippers, YKK zippers wouldn't be a problem if I didn't think these right here, these pulls, yeah, this does not feel durable at all. It does not. YKK zippers are the best zippers on the market, in my opinion. Not just because everyone else says it, because, well, I've had a lot of products, and the ones with YKK, the zippers are never a problem. But, yeah. This little ring right here that attaches onto it for the specialized ridge tags, it does not feel durable. I do not trust these at all. The shell, it does feel like it's going to take a little bit of abuse, but I feel like when it does finally give in, it's just going to crack and shatter. But I don't think anyone's going to need to really worry too much about that. I mean, how many of us are out there doing special forces, whatever, where you're going to have to worry about that? You got these 2 rubberized panels here, and you don't have one on the other side. And there's a nice little texture to this. Hope the mic is picking that up. And of course, the Ridge nameplate. I wish the camera was going to pick up that texture there, but, can kind of pick it up, especially around here. Yeah. Right now, it just looks like an old MS-DOS game. Pixelated. But let's start off with this. These feel flimsy. And of course, if you just want a quick detach, Just push in. And, well, I don't really feel like doing that because it also feels flimsy. But I feel like this is going to break after a while. Ridge, who always talks about the durability of their wallets, I'm not impressed by the sling bag. But these can be replaced. What you would have a bit more of a problem replacing is these loops right here. The loops on the side that actually attach to the strap. It's a different material altogether, and it just feels not so great. It's a soft material, it's very flexible. You're not going to have any problems moving things around, but I also feel like it's going to fray right there on the edges. Now, if you take a look here, you see a bit of frays here. The strap itself actually feels nice. I have no complaints. And I've dealt with a lot of luggage throughout my many, many years because it's one of my autistic fascinations. And the strap, I actually like the strap. I've got no complaints about the strap or this elastic strap keeper. But that same material that actually attaches to the loop is right here. And it attaches to the strap. And once again, it's going to fray on the edges. I don't trust it, not one bit. This material right here, I bet if I got a little bit of an edge right here, I could just rip it out. Now, even though I don't think the mass majority of individuals are going to be putting this thing through its paces, I mean, it's not like a tactical bag or anything of that nature. I don't think this holds up to the durability claim that you see on the site. I don't. And right here, the stitching on that, in large part, it actually looks pretty good. But once again, see a little bit of fraying in the stitching. So you're going to want to do a little bit of burnishing. Stupid thing. You're going to want to melt the edges there. I deliberately didn't do that. And to describe, this was little when I got it, this bag about 4 months ago. This one right here. And it's grown since I got it. One little thing that Ridge could do is they could actually burn those little edges right there. Now, I'm still going to use this bag, I just don't think it's worth $95. Now, let's take a gander on the inside here. And I filled the bag with many things. And when I do have my phone in it, it's right here, in the center slot. Right here in this compartment, I've got, see if I can angle this better. Right here in this compartment, the first one, the one that actually has the Ridge logo, you got a little bit of elastic here, and once again, unfinished stitching. And I'm not going to try and finagle a lighter in there, but it's got 3 slots up here, one big one, one small one, and I think they're about the same size. But, you know, fits in a lighter right there. And that's where you put your air tag, right there. Got a little Velcro thing right there. Ridge, weatherproof series. Yeah, I do think this thing is going to keep the weather out incredibly well. But you got the same thing over here, except the pockets are different sized. And they got a bar right there for these pockets right here. I feel like doing a review for this one in general is just a pain because of the lighting and the angling. But then you got the middle slot. So, that's where the phone goes. Unless I'm recording, then it goes over here. If I'm recording on the Action 5, this is where I'll put my ND filters. Now, Let's take a look at the big one. Aha, notebook. So yeah, you can fit a notebook, and you can fit a pen. It's actually got two here, so you can fit a pen, a mini flashlight. I don't carry mini flashlights because most phones actually have, well, a flashlight on it. So I don't really see a need for that. But the pen, totally. I literally just pulled the pen out and I lost it. Oh, wait, there it is. So, notebook. Let's pull that out. And of course, wallet. Yep. DACA Boys leather wallet. This one is the Patriot. Alright. Now you see, you got two big pockets. Other than my wallet, I can't think of anything you'd actually put in there. Maybe like a thing with sticky notes, but I can't think of anything you'd actually put in these. Once again, we got the elastic with the bars on them, except this one is just, it's one big thing. This is the point where you can be creative. Oh, it does come with desiccant. Haven't felt the need to remove that. And made in Vietnam right there on the tag. See if we can get a good look at that. So what do I think about this internal mixture here? I don't think the inside here is going to be durable. I think that if you're like going on vacation, you use it once, maybe twice. But this is not something like, how do I put it? It's not something you can sit there and think, oh my god, this thing is fucking amazing. I'm going to bring this everywhere and keep a hold of it for the next 10, 20 years. No, I don't feel like it's that durable. These dividers here, I feel like they just got some kind of foam material on the inside of here, but it's just, it's literally just Ridge branded cloth over what feels like foam. First I thought it was cardboard, and I would have actually been pissed off if that was the case. But no, you know, squeezing on it now, it feels like some kind of foam. The stitch working here, yeah, there's still some loose ends there. You can tell right there. But the design is actually pretty good. I just feel like they could have done this a little bit better. I would have honestly paid $150 if they just done some things different. And then I'd be talking about how amazing this thing is. The shell, I actually like the shell. And the way I've been using it, which is actually all kinds of wrong, it actually served quite good. But the shell is the only thing that I actually like on this. I think Ridge, like I said before in the Ridge video where I talked about the wallets, is that you're really just buying a name, and the company doesn't produce anything that's particularly amazing at all. Literally, the new battery that they're trying to advertise, I literally saw that on Temu for $10 with all the same functionalities. I'm not kidding. I swear it's just another Temu prop. But this design, I feel like it's not a bad design. It's just it was done in a way that is not great. They are using YKK zippers. It's just that the zippers are absolutely ruined by this shitty ring right here. It's terrible. I feel like this thing's going to snap. I do think that it's going to be as weatherproof as they say. So, what's the point of these? Right here? My only guess that the point of having these nice little bars here, other than they look cool, so you don't scuff up a table or something like that. That's it. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, here's another stitching issue right here. That's the one I was thinking about. I am going to use this for a while, at least until I get something better. But I'm kind of disappointed with this thing after using it for about 3 months now. And I'm thinking I should just design my own sling. So, that's a thing where my brain's going with this. It's comfortable, unless you use it the way I used it, which I've taken this thing on about 400 miles worth of motorcycle rides, and that was uncomfy as all hell, but, you know, that's an issue with me, not the Ridge itself. Like, that's literally why I got an orange for safety reasons. That way I get spotted easier. But overall, I like the product. I just don't think it's $95 worth. I think it's worth more around $50 worth. And I got it for $40 because, you know, it was on sale for a bit. I like it. I just don't love it. Now, I have been looking at their other slings, so Ridge has a chance to impress me with that. I also want to see their luggage, too. Which is the whole reason why I decided to buy this. Is like, I was unimpressed by the wallets. That and literally every single person I've ever met who owns a Ridge wallet, they tend to have no taste. Which is why you should buy a nice premium Daka Boys leather wallet. But yeah, I like it, I just don't love it. I think it's overpriced. And if it said made in America, I wouldn't be dogging on that price too much. But no, it's made in Nam. Yeah. But there you go. If you want to buy it, I ain't going to fault you for it. I just don't think it's worth 95 bucks. Enjoy. Alright, so a thing that I actually noticed after doing the review is that the shape here has kind of shifted a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see here. Yeah. I mean, it used to be just completely even, but, you know, after a while it just kind of shifted a little bit. So, you know, I got one side up higher than the other, so, you know, I'm not too sure about the durability of this long term. I mean, literally the only reason why I bought this was because I needed a new EDC bag, and, you know, I thought, you know what, let me give Ridge a try. I mean, it's all American made, right? And then I found out Vietnam. Somehow I got in my head that Ridge products were made in America. And I was disappointed. Anyways, this right here, I see the potential with it. I am still let down by it. I like it enough to say that if you can get it on sale, buy it then. But it's not worth 90 bucks. It's not. It just isn't, in my opinion. Like I said before, when I talked about the Ridge wallets, the video here, you're buying a name. It's got the Gucci effect on it. But, you know, I just keep seeing more and more things that are just, you know, not looking good for this particular product long term. The soft shell, you still have a chance to impress me, Ridge, if you show me the soft shell. Which I'm not going to pay for. So you should send me one. Another reason why I bought this was because it's got the same construction as their luggage, and I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling in the near future. And I'm not going to be going into that just yet. That's actually something related to my other channel, where I talk about culture and I make fun of guys like Nick Fuentes. I'm not a Democrat, if that's what you're wondering. And I know Ridge made some expensive luggage, and, you know, I thought they were stylish, and I loved how much the colors popped, which is literally one of the reasons why I bought orange. That, and because it looks great on the motorcycle. Makes me extra more visible. Yeah, I wore this while riding the bike. So, you know, extra visibility. Because those high visibility vests are uncomfortable. But overall, I'm just going to say, wait till this goes on sale if you want to buy one. It is a good EDC bag, aside from the durability aspect, which is something I plan on correcting whenever I get around to making my own EDC bags. That's literally on the docket of things that I've got to do. I'm developing an EDC bag that is stylish and at the same time gonna last you a while. But for now, I've got that, and I'm not happy with the Ridge. But lots of time to learn, and lots of things to get into later. Anyways, like, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel. The Patreon's down below, and along with that, you could also buy a wallet, which is what this is really just. This entire thing is really just me trying to advertise my wallet company. So buy a wallet or page. I'm going home. Good night.